Love is about being deliberate about your relationships. There's no manual on how to love. You have to teach yourself to find a reason worth fighting for, no matter how bad things can get. So, welcome to the Love Corner with Miss N. So hey you, welcome to the Love Corner. I'm your host, Jewel Wangari Njoroge. I think the last video we had was to introduce this channel, this segment in this channel, Life with Nonimothoni. But I think most of you don't know me, and I think it's better off if I start introducing myself. My name is Jewel Wangari Njoroge, is to be Nganga. I am a grants assistant in an NGO that deals with HIV and AIDS. I'm a wife to the one and only Jonathan Njoroge. I'm sure most of you have seen him in this channel. We've done a lot of videos together in this channel, so you know who my husband is. And apart from that, I'm a son of God. I love him. I love the Lord so much. He's seen me through so many things. So I think that to me is a very big title, that I always say that I am born again and I am a son of God. Yes, and I serve in Fountain Gate Church under my dad's church. Yeah, my dad is a pastor of Fountain Gate Church, and I serve in the worship team ministry. So apart from that, I think I am the host of this segment in this channel. What else? Let's see. Yeah, I think that's the only title I have for now. And I'm a sister to two beautiful girls. Are they girls? No, they're ladies now, I think. Yes, John and Juanita. And then I have also sisters from my husband's side, Grace, Purity, and Abigail. Let's see, what else would I say about myself? Yeah, I think that's what I would say about me. Yeah. Anyway, I'm hoping that we'll be able to get to know each other as time goes by. So if you have any questions about who I am or what I do and all that, you can reach out to me. So I think we'll go straight to what I think we should discuss today. So of course you've seen from the title, it's going to be all things love. And I think the first thing would be, what do we describe love as? What is my definition of love? I think that would be the first thing I would like to talk about in this channel. And for me, in my own understanding, I would say love is a responsibility. Of course, that sounds very heavy, but yes, that's what I believe love is. I believe love is a responsibility. Responsibility comes as years go by. You know, as you turn years in your life, that's when responsibility comes. And the reason why I say love is a responsibility is because if you look at how we are commanded in the good book to actually love, all that in itself is a responsibility. It's not natural for a human being to be kind. It's not natural for a human being to show goodness to someone. It's not natural. As human beings, we're not naturally good. We're not naturally kind. That's why I say love is a responsibility. It's a responsibility also because you've been given that as a mandate to do to other people around you, even towards yourself. It's a responsibility you have to do for yourself and for other people around. That's the reason why I think love is a responsibility. I don't think love is a feeling. I really don't think love is a feeling. I think liking is a feeling part of love. By that I mean you like something in someone else. That in itself is what is a feeling. Like for example, you might say you actually like, or you feel like you like my eyes. That's a feeling. It can die off tomorrow. My eyes might, like now I have specs. So if I remove my spectacles, if you see my eyes, you'll see you like them. But when I wear my spectacles, you can't see my eyes to some extent. Of course, you can somehow, but also you can't see my eyes. So if you say you like my eyes today when I don't have my spectacles, and when I wear them, it will not be the same. That's why I think liking is a feeling part of love. And liking is important. It comes naturally because we are humans. So you really liking, you do not put it off. You don't say ala sasa nitakuwa nakupenda tu, but I'll not like something about you. No, liking is important. And most of us actually like before we actually love. Apart from the fact that God has commanded us to love. Yeah? But then you like, especially if it's about a man and a woman. The first thing you do is you like something about them, then now you ended up now knowing actually there's something beyond liking. So yeah, that's why I think love is not a feeling. I think liking is a feeling inside the love. bit of it. So yeah, that's why I think love is a responsibility. Scriptures tells us to love your neighbor intensively, as in you love your neighbor, because God is love. He's taught us how to. The whole book will tell you how we are supposed to love, and all that is encompassed in Corinthians 13. So you can go and read and see what love is about. Love is kind, love is patient, and all those things. That's why I think, that's why, in my opinion, love is a responsibility. So in this, we will talk about kinds of love. We'll talk about how to show love to other people. But I think the first thing I would say is the different types of love. The first love is agape love. That's God's love, how he loves us unconditionally, whether we do wrong today or not. He still remains faithful, he still remains merciful, he still remains the same God. He never changes, yeah? The second kind of love will be brotherly love. Like the way I love Sharon, the lady behind the camera. I love her as a brother to me, or as a, in this case, let me say sister. Of course, sister and brother, it's the same thing, but yeah, it's sibling love, for example. There's also how you love your spouse. How I love my brother and how I love my spouse is very different. There's an intimate way I would love my husband more than I would love Sharon. As much as I'm commanded to, there's a level. There's also parental love. And that is very key. Parental love is very key. Actually, parental love forms a lot of how you're able to love your brother and your spouse. For example, if you're in the house, in your own home, if your dad tells you, I love you, if you're a lady, it will be very hard for a man to come and tell you, I love you, and to fall into a trap. You'll be able to know, how does a man show his love? How does a man express his love? Because men and women express their love very differently, extremely differently. How I do it and how my husband does it, you cannot match. So you'll be able to know how I'm supposed to be loved by a man if your father shows you the love. Even your mother to a man and to a boy, yeah. Then there's also self-love. I know many of us don't like talking about self-love because we think it's been selfish and all that. But let me tell you, you have to love yourself. That doesn't mean you love yourself and forget others, no. But you have to love yourself. Self-love is very, very important. Please take time to treat yourself. Take time to buy yourself things that you like. Take time to come out of your comfort zone. You know, that in itself is self-love. Learn what you like as a person. Learn what you want to know as a person. Like, as in, do self-evaluation and know, by the way, I like for me, I'm not a shoe person. I will not go to a shop and buy shoes. That's not me. But I realize, for me, I save money specifically for travel. I would go to any country, I'd go to any place. For me, that's what I like. For me, that is the only way I kujilipa is something like that. So self-love is important. And all of them have to be part of your life. Love God, love your brother, love your spouses for those who have, love your parents, and even parents love your children. So all that in itself, you find that it's a responsibility for you, because love is not easy. Imagine waking up every morning and telling your brother, Sharon, I love you, tomorrow, Sharon, I love you. And you know, love means I cannot only just say it with my mouth, I have to show it with my actions. Because love, said by words, what are you doing, man? I love you is such a simple thing to say, as in, I love you. Next. So what are you showing me? That there's actually something that is produced from the love. That's why, for me, I would go back to say that love is a responsibility. It's, what do you show me? What do you show that means that you actually love me? And in that regards, then love comes with I call them aspects, but there are four sides of love. Love is trust, love is commitment, love is friendship, and love is accountability. Those four encompasses what love is, according to me. Of course, there can be many others. You can even put in the comment section what you think. But I think love encompasses those four. Trust. Do you trust me? If you love me, you can be able to tell me what your problems are. You can be able to tell me what you experience. You can be able to tell me all that because you trust me. And I, as a person, I'll be able to know, because she has been able to entrust me with her whatever she's facing or whatever she wants to do, then I might keep it to myself. So that is a mutual way of us knowing that we actually trust each other. None of us is infringing the other person's trust. Number 2 is friendship. My friend, even if it is your spouse. The other day we went out to my parents, and it was actually recently when we were doing my birthday. My birthday was just a few days ago. We sat on the table with me, my dad, my sisters, and my husband. And there's something my sister said that was very interesting. She said, it's actually very nice to be friends with your parents. So we asked her, what do all of us are standing like, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by friends with your parents? And she said something very interesting. Have you ever seen people who sit down with their parents in a dinner and laugh? It's very hard. Friendship means you're able to sit and discuss anything, any issue. Yani, you can even come from talking about shoes to talking about how you want your things to run in life, talking about your goals, talking about what is disturbing you, talking about very things that ever happened. So in the city, the reason why she even said that is because we were discussing of how our parents used to be a long time ago. And my dad asked, yani me, I was like that. As in, me, Pastor James, I mean, me. I know it was not because you're saying that because he was shocked. It's like, I was once like that, when we were smaller, he would, discipline us more than we would expect to be disciplined, I'm from a Christian background and my dad is a pastor, so he used to, talk to us about the word of God and all that. We never used to go out for dates. So now we sit down and actually have dates. Like, my dad would just call me, Joel, where are you? Can we go have a date? I mean, that's so you can be sure we actually have a friendship. It boils down to your spouse. It boils down to your friends. If you have a friend, you can be able to know, hey, I can be able to just wake up one minute and I'm like, by the way, Sharon, I don't like the way you do. I don't like the way you do. I don't like the way you operate this, that. And I'm not telling her in a bad light. I'm telling her because I know whatever I'm telling her will help her. I don't know if you get what I mean. A spouse, as in, you should see us sometimes with my husband here just laughing the whole. We're just discussing stories. And if you hear us talking, you're like, this is true. Friendship also means you can be a child. You can run around with someone, Like the same day with my parents, in the car, and then I saw a mom with 2 children. So she had one small, maybe 1 year old or 2 year old. Yeah, maybe 1 year or 2 year old. And then she had another girl. That was a boy, and then she had a girl around 4, 5, I think. So she was coming out from the mall to go to the parking lot. And she had one of the small boy in the trolley supermarket, and then she had the girl running. So the girl told the mom to nikimbishe. Okay, nikimbishe means run after me. So she's put the small child in a trolley, and then watu wawili wanakimbisha huyo mwingine. And she was running literally with the trolley, going to get the other child. So, because now, of course, you have to make the baby look like ameshinda. Alingoja, afike, akaanza kusema, mami nimefika mbele yako. So she was excited. I mean, you could see her. For me now, that's what makes sense for me. I don't want to be a place where I'm with my child, and I can't be able to do such things. I can't be able to crawl on the floor. Yeah? Or you see husband and wife just laughing and they're falling on the floor. That now is the friendship part of it. And then accountability. Have accountable partners in your life. For me, I always say you should have 3. First thing is accountable to your spouse or to your partner or whoever it be. The second one is be accountable to God. Please be accountable to God. Tell him what you think. Go and sit down and tell him, God, I don't know where this is leading to. But because you are God, I want you to know that I would like you to help me. I don't know if you understand. Tell him all you think. I know some things. My mom used to tell me when I was smaller, Jewel, God listens to a prayer of a person, regardless of the age. So one day I normally say this story and then I laugh because there's one day we had an event in November, I think when I was finishing school. And I'm not a person who keeps nails. For me, they don't really move me. But then because of the event, and I had to look nice, of course, when you're going to an event, you have to look nice. I prayed and told God, Lord, please make my nails grow strong. Because my nails are not, okay, they're not bad, but they're not strong. And for sure, I'm telling you, that event, you should have seen my nails. They were longer than I've ever seen in my life. So such small prayers. I know a person who prayed and told God, Lord, I need my hair to grow. And it actually grew, yeah? So that's what I mean by being accountable to God. Yani, unajua, whatever you want to do, you have to tell him. Whatever you think is whatever you have in your heart, just tell him. Go tell him, Lord, I think I want to do this, but what do you want me to do? How do you want me to do this? Yeah, so that's the second way of the second person you need to be accountable to. And the third person is having an accountable, is it friend? Call them a friend, I would say friend. Someone who you would know if I'm going to tell them something, they will be able to direct if they're able to, or they'll be able to tell you, Apo Jewel, umanje. That's what I mean by having an accountable friend. In the journey of marriage, I would say accountability to a couple. Yeah. If you've not gotten married, maybe someone who is already in the journey of marriage. I don't know if you understand. No, I think I would no, how would I would say this in two ways. If you, let's say for example, Jonathan and I are not married yet and we're in the journey of marriage. Let me use practical examples. So Jonathan and I, as we're walking through the journey of marriage, we had an accountable couple who were mentor couples. Some people call them mentor couples, us guys call them best couples. So we had our best couples, and they walked with us through the journey, I think for 1 year, 8 months, if I'm not wrong. They're able to tell us, this is how far you go, this is what you do, this is how you go through the whole process. But also in the same journey, we had accountable friends who are walking the same journey with us. So we got married, like for example, okay, so in our circle we have 3 couples. So us guys got married second. So the first one, there was first and then second, and there was the third couple. So even during their processes of introduction, dowry payment and all that, we worked with each other. So the mistakes the first person did, I was not able to do. The mistakes us guys did, the third couple was not able to, are not supposed to do, because we're able to teach them. They learned first how to do the whole process, then they told us, then we told them. Yeah? So that's what I mean by accountable friends. Have the 3 levels, and then the friends one, you can divide it that way. So because this is going to be a love show, if I may say, I think I would focus more on spouse, the journey to marriage. So that's why for me that last one, and God, the one for God, is very important if it's in the journey of love. But if you're already in it, then I think you need to be very accountable to your spouse. Tell him what you think. Tell her what you think. Like us women, we are sisi nini trumpets. I see trumpets. How would I? Yani sisi, we don't hide. Ukigongwa mguu, habi nimegongwa mguu. Yani everything that happens, you have to just, you don't even, hata ukwambiangi ati leo kuliendaje job. Babe, by the way tulikuja job, tukaenda. Bosanga kanifanya, tukafanya, nikakula chai, hata unamwambia nilikula chai na chapo enye imewekwa. Yani every detail about your life, you share even before you're asked. Men are very different. They'll even tell you about their day 5 days later. Like, oh, by the way, on Monday, I met a client. I'm like, Monday? Today's Sunday. Like, those are 6 days. 6 days. Like, I used to get frustrated. My husband would wake up in the morning before we got married. And then he the whole day we've not talked. Okay, of course, sometimes maybe you're in the middle of something, or you're too busy or something, so you don't really talk. So at night, I'm like, hi, where are you? Oh, I went home. I'm like, Yani, his parents are from Nyeri. From Nairobi to Nyeri is 3 hours. 3. He did not think that he needs to tell me he's going to Nyeri. Even if I didn't call him, he wouldn't have told me. And that's how men are. And I don't blame them. You really need to understand men. And that's not a bad thing. I'm not saying it in a bad light. It's just because the two of us are very different. Even for me, even if I want to leave work, I'm like, by the way, babe, I'm coming home. I mean, it's so natural for me to do that. Okay, sometimes because niambi, sitamwambia. Which is always a lie. You just find yourself somehow telling me, by the way, I'm on my way home. I think that's why it's hard to surprise women to some extent. And it's easier to surprise men. Because them, they, as in, their life is it just goes on. There's nothing big about them. There's nothing new about them. They're just there. Yeah, so anyway, be accountable to your spouse. Where David know that? But yeah, so be accountable to your spouse. It's very important. But what are your thoughts? Talk to them. I've been thinking about buying a car. Fine. So what car do you want? What model, engine size, what kind of rims, color, all those things. I know it does not make sense to some extent, but if you think about it, just tell them what you think. All that. Imagine them, because they love you, they'll take that burden. And when you go to prayer, they'll be saying, oh Lord, remember my husband. he wants a car this kind, this size, this engine size, this color, all that, all those things. So yeah, that's why I'm saying be accountable to your spouse. And the fourth thing is commitment. Oh my God, you have to be committed to this journey. You have to literally be intentional and committed to it. It's very hard. Not hard. I'm not saying that it looks like it's not possible. It's very possible. Many of us have made it through, but it's because you have to be intentional. Trust you me, every single day of that journey, you will find a reason to leave that man or that woman. Every day, and you'll find something wrong. Someone will come and tell you they ever had something with them, or they will come and tell you, when you were dating, when you were doing, when you were fanyai, what, and everything. Even maybe their parents will not be for your relationship. Everything will just be against it. There's one day someone told me something very interesting. They told me the only way to know you're committed to someone is if you fight battles with them. That's the only way you'll be able to know. If for example, my husband and I had a very hard time about something, the only way that we'll be sure that we're committed to each other is if we pass through that thing, fighting for it together. That, if you find things are hitting you and you're able to stand and fight it together, whether silently or actual fights, then you'll be there. Just know you're committed to that person. My commitment is something you have to intentionally do. It's not easy to be committed to someone. Trust me, it's not easy. But intentionality is key. Please be intentional. Run with them, as in fight together with them. Agree with them. Do everything that you need to do to keep that relationship. Find all reasons to be with them. Find everything. Remember the days when you all flowerly with loves, doing ninis, doing a date we've done. Remember those days. Make memories that can be able to help you be committed to that relationship. So yeah, so in those 4 pillars of love, or is it sides of whatever you call it, I would put them in those 4. Of course, with time, I will be able to explain the 4 in detail. But yeah, that's what I think. So I think out of this session, you can just remember 2 things. That love is a responsibility. And regardless of what happens in that relationship, please try to fight for it. If actually it is the will of God, just be sure that it is the will of God and be committed to it. And number 2, remember the pillars of love, according to me. Please, I've not, how do I say this? It's not like I've gotten from people. That's what I think. If you think otherwise, it's okay. You can put your thoughts in the comment section. So for me to be trust, commitment, accountability, and friendship. And those 4. And for me, if you put those 4 together, then your relationship will run through very well. Even if it is parental love, even if it is brotherly love, all that, your relationship will be able to run through. So apart from that, I think for me today, it is bye-bye. We'll be able to see you in the next episode. Until next time, remember, the Love Corner is about all things love. Love you.